Hello everyone, Deafening Silence here, bringing a special video to you, and it is going over my artwork. As you will see if you've checked out my channel, I've done a live drawing of Naruto, and then in another video I'm putting out, which is a role play, I did a quick sketch. Not too good, but I was just trying to get something together real fast for the video. I have been drawing for many years, though not as much as I used to. It used to be my number one hobby, whether it was traditional art or taking it in and doing digital art. Drawing goes back to when I was like 7, 8 years old, really. And then over the years, I started adding more and more. And it started with some really old tracings of Dragon Ball Z characters. If anybody remembers, in school they used to have like the Scholastic book fairs, and one of the things that they had, which is a book I still have somewhere, is How to Draw Dragon Ball Z. And I still, like I said, have that book somewhere. But stuff like that, or Vegeta and Trunks. Again, this goes back to when I was like 10, 11. And of course I did on graph paper, which kind of ruins it, right? Again, Naruto. Gara, which I never finished. I was a Naruto fan for a while. Not so much anymore. And then Sasuke, and this was actually my first Naruto drawing. This is whenever I first got into the anime and started doing stuff. Then one Christmas, my mom actually got me a sketchbook and pencils, and that's when it kind of took off for me. Like I mentioned, I'm a big Naruto fan. Or I was. I'm not so much anymore. And then very, very, very bad picture of an attempt of Spider-Man carrying Deadpool in the classic Amazing Fantasy 15 pose. I was never good at coloring on paper. I think I'm pretty good at it digitally, which you might see here in a little bit. Got some Dragon Ball Z here. I don't know if the hair is accurate or not. I'm partially colorblind. That's one thing I struggle with. And one of the things I have to do whenever I'm coloring in Photoshop is I go and use the color dropper tool on a color on Google or something like that. Like if I'm wanting red, just red, or blue, you know, I'll use that to make sure I get the right color. I don't know how well this will show up on screen because I never finished it, but it was an attempt of a page from Ultimate Spider-Man whenever he encounters Moon Knight for the first time. And Moon Knight is one of my favorite characters. Top 10, top 15. Another Naruto. I was trying different things with like pen. This is after I got my Pigma Micron pens from Sakura. And I don't know why I'm saying like that. I'm not sponsored by them. But I was trying different things. This is so stupid. This idiot sucks at drawing. Wait, he has the pencil. I didn't mean it. Don't erase me, bro. I hope some of you get that reference. There's so many bad attempts in here, I don't even want to show them, to be honest. So I did like Bleach for a little bit, and Toshiro Hitsugaya. He uses a lot of ice powers, of course. He is I don't know if he's probably my favorite power in the series. I don't know about favorite character, but really bad anatomy and artwork of Kakashi. Oh, yes. This is one of my personal favorites, and I have a digital Photoshop coloring of it, but this is whenever I started getting good. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is my favorite character from Dragon Ball Z. Well, favorite transformation. Future Trunks is my favorite character, but and then hopefully, yeah, I can show you the digital of it. So, speaking of Bleach, here is Ichigo Kurosaki. And I actually don't have it here, which is why it wasn't in my roleplay video that I'll be putting out, but I actually have one of Ichigo's swords. And then I have Key's case, I think it is. I'll have to look it back up to refresh my memory. I never finished this, but it was an attempt at doing some Calvin and Hobbes, which Calvin and Hobbes is my favorite cartoon, and Bill Watterson is just a writing genius, and I do have many of those books. I could do an ASMR video on my Calvin and Hobbes collection. This is Miki from Miki Falls, done by Mark Crilly. A lot of my drawing skills that I improved upon and learned even came from Mark Crilly and his YouTube videos that he's been doing for 10, 11 years now. And so I did a little copy of a drawing that he did in a video at like a meet and greet. Speaking of Gaara from Naruto, I mentioned him earlier. This was a challenge I did where I took two separate pictures of him I found and I combined them into one, kind of like a collage of sorts. And I don't know if that shows up well. But I was trying to do a little bit of highlights and stuff by erasing. This was back when I was trying to improve upon my skills every time I started drawing something. Still turned out really good. I think I was 20 at the time. Here's a just random warrior. I don't know where he was from. I don't know. Let's see. From Twilight Princess, Link in his wolf form. I think I did okay getting the details on it, but and let's see here, we got bad Sakura. I like how I did the hair, but I don't care for much else in it. I do like this though. Hinata. I love it. I love Hinata. If I had a waifu, that'd be her. Rukia. And I've got her brother in here somewhere. Of course, y'all know I'm a big Pokemon fan, as evidenced by the videos. So we got my favorite, Mr. I'm not really a dragon, but yes, I am. So I think well, I thought I had recolored it, or redarkened the lines and stuff, but I guess I didn't. And let's see, do I have anything else noteworthy here? Some good, some bad. Oh, yes I do. I'd like to redarken this one up and fix it, but Future Trunks launching his burning attack. Yeah, I might recolor that one in, or redarken it. I keep saying color. It's not coloring, it's shading, reshading. So I have a DeviantArt page, and this was, or still is, the most popular one on there. And I mean, it's a big moment in the anime, but I didn't realize that at the time. So it kind of blew up on DeviantArt once I put it up there. But yeah, Kakashi's carrying Naruto out of the forest after he beats a major villain in the story, Neji. I did something similar with him where I did 3 different pictures of Neji, and then I put them together in it wasn't even Photoshop at the time, it was GIMP. So why am I blanking on his name right now? God dang. I loved him though because he had a dog. You know, it's my favorite animal. Well, wolf technically, but I did the line art for that, and then I went into Photoshop and colored it. We got the legendary trio. Got another one of Naruto. This was at a time whenever I was trying to really emphasize shading more. I don't know if that shows up well. Kurama, or QB, Ninetales, Fox. And I did color this one. I don't know if I have it in my books here somewhere. And then this turned out well, though sadly it's got some smudges and other stuff on it, but the scene from Dragon Ball Z where Goku turns Super Saiyan for the first time. I think the line art and the textures and stuff turned out well, but I might need to reshade it. And that was the first book. Has a lot of my earlier attempts to be serious about artwork and such. Moving on, though, this is the main type of book that I like to use, or paper I like to use for sketching. And the sketches that I have done in here I've taken out, so this is blank, but I'm really hoping to fill this up someday. If the drawing thing ever took off on here, as far as ASMR, that's something that I would really like to do, is get back into drawing and artwork, and maybe some Photoshop drawing tutorials or something like that. I'll give you a second to guess this one before I tell what it is. This would be the scene from Attack on Titan, with Eren Yeager seeing the Colossal Titan for the second time. It's been a while. And I haven't seen the second season, but the first season of Attack on Titan, the anime, had so much attention to detail on the eyes and textures in general. And yeah, I really enjoyed the challenge of trying to put that together. Just on a piece of loose leaf paper, it's Super Saiyan Bardock, before it was a thing, actually, before it was put in the movie. I put that on DeviantArt, and that got some attention without me even submitting it to any groups or anything, which was weird. Pikachu with his hat. Not much to this one because I took it into Photoshop, which you might see here in a second. Maybe. Arcanine. And this one was colored in GIMP eventually. And it's not near as good as the original that I referenced, but hopefully it's okay. Gray Full Buster from Fairy Tail. I think the line art's pretty good on that one. Got another one of Gray here that I never finished. It doesn't look too much like him, and I think that's why I never finished it. This one I did finish though, and I think it looks pretty darn good if I'm, you know, not harshly critiquing everything of myself for a little bit. Kid Goku. This is not Kid Goku from GT, this is Kid Goku from the original Dragon Ball, which is still a classic. And this picture that I referenced was initially Kid Goku from GT, but I changed up the style. Of course, I changed up the nose, so it looks like the Dragon Ball nose. I added his trusty staff. I'm pretty proud of this one. Line art isn't, it's a little in a couple of spots, but it's still pretty solid. And then the shading, I think I did pretty good with it. A little bit of a rip, sadly, but it's Urza Scarlet in her regular armor from Fairy Tail. Pretty much everything I drew was anime based, but you're going to see some superhero stuff here eventually. Vulpix. This is a original. This is not referenced by anything. This is an original. I did look up some pictures of Vulpix just to get an idea on the tails and such, but this is my own design, and it might be hard to see being in the forest and everything. But it's at moon. It's at night. It's got the moon in it and everything. And even though I was just kind of winging it, I think it turned out okay. I mentioned Mark Crilly earlier. He did a video about how to draw dragons, and I took. It was just a drawing of a head of his, but I took it and ran with it and created my own dragon. And the scales and wings and everything like that. I think the horns and such, I came up with that myself. But yeah, I named him Aristar. He was supposed to be in a story that I was writing and creating, and I never got that far into the story to introduce him. Tamari from Naruto. I eventually colored that one in maybe Photoshop, might have been GIMP. We got Itachi. That one was colored in Photoshop. It was my first one I did in Photoshop. And the eyes are way too spread out, even though it is at an angle. But some of these are really ripped up because I didn't have a good place to keep them. But the updated Team 7 with Naruto, Sakura, and Sai. I can't remember if that was a complete reference or if I took 3 pictures of them and combined them. I cannot remember. This is the picture that has the most comments on DeviantArt. I don't even know what this is from. It was a reference, but if I had to guess, I'm thinking it was probably... Well, it couldn't be from the filler because Sasuke left. So, I'm not sure. Oh, I've been looking for this. It's horribly unfinished, but a picture of the original 3 starters and Charmander's playing a Game Boy. Game Boy Color, to be exact, I think. And I never finished it, but I wish I had. I was wondering if I'd actually kept it all this time. Neji. This is a pretty popular one on DeviantArt for me. I mentioned that I did the 3 different pictures of Neji and combined them into one. This was the one that really took off as far as popularity, and I actually went back in a second time and re-shaded it and added textures and stuff like that a couple of years after I had put it up, and it turned out really good, I think. This one needs to be re-shaded, definitely, but Roy Mustang from Fullmetal Alchemist, specifically Brotherhood. I have watched a few episodes of it, and I would like to watch more eventually. Boy, we got some old stuff here. This is from when I was like 9-10 years old, but Mewtwo. Mew, which I've got a second one down here. I don't know where I got this, but Pikachu on a skateboard. I don't know what I was doing back then. But I have so many different versions of me copying Mew and Mewtwo, and I don't know why, except maybe I was trying to perfect my tracing skills. I don't know. Even though I was doing a lot of tracings, I did have some creativity. So I don't know if this shows up well, but I did this thing where I combined Pokemon moves. He was doing something I called Psychic Fire Spin, and I tried to do a little fire in there. And I was doing combining moves before it was cool. So this is from Dragon Ball Z Boo's Fury, the booklet inside that had some pictures of the characters, and this is Teen Gohan. And I thought it was so cool that I did it several times bigger than what's in the book, and then I learned I actually have a problem shrinking things down and still having detail. So this, just Iceman. Back in high school, me and a group of friends, we all had X-Men code names, and I was Iceman. Different lightsabers. This was Ultimate Venom. It doesn't look good here, but I did load it up into Photoshop. I drew over this and made the lines digital. So it did away with the graph paper and the horrible coloring that I attempted to do. And the coloring I did end up doing in Photoshop looked pretty good. So there's that. Got some tracings here, random stuff like that. See if there's anything cool here to show y'all. Video's getting a little bit long, so I want to get to some of the good stuff. Here's another early one. Sasuke with his curse mark in effect, that power, and some random stuff in it. So a friend of mine that lives in another state, we agreed that we would, it's got a rip. Ugh. We agreed that we would meet up at a meeting that was going on, and we'd bring our own drawings, and so I did a double of Serrata, Uchiha, or salad. Yeah, it's got a rip. Speaking of, I mentioned Rukia's brother earlier. Here he is. Leader of the Kuchiki clan, basically. I don't know how you pronounce that. Rukia Kuchiki. And then this is, I cannot remember his first name right now. But then, yes. This was a personal favorite of mine, and it still is. But Natsu Dragneel. I drew all of the Fab 4 of Fairy Tail, as it were. That one turned out really good. And I told my wife we need to watch Fairy Tail, because if there was a character I was most like, I'd think it was him, because we both get horrible motion sickness. This is just the line art for Soy Phone. Yoruichi's pupil. Like I said, I don't know how well that shows, but this doesn't look that good, but it was a completely unique pose that I made for Hinata, and took that into Photoshop and came up with like a background and all that kind of stuff. So here is a study I did of different anime eyes. And I wonder how many of those you can figure out. I will give you a pass on those two. They, the top two here, they were studies of eyes that Artgerm did. Stanley Artgerm Lau does. But the rest I think are pretty obvious. We got Genos from One Punch Man. Favorite character. Gohan. Yugi, obviously. Sasuke. And then Ash and Pikachu up there in the corner. Another anime I like is Noragami. So, Yato. I don't know what you call that face. It's kind of like a angry yet perplexed yet incredulous, you gotta be kidding me kind of reaction. It's the final scene from Dragon Ball Super after the Tournament of Power has concluded and they beat Jiren in their training. Turned out pretty good, except for where I tried to add white paint to their eyes. It kind of got a little bit splotchy, but yeah, trying to do some highlights and stuff like that in there. That's another book that I need to fill out. I got a ways to go. Yeah, there's a lot in here. Hinata doing the shadow clone jutsu. I came up with that idea and I was just like fooling around, you know. It's like, let's come up with something. So I mentioned superheroes. This is an original I did of the Knucklehead, the best there is at what he does, Wolverine. and that is the Astonishing series outfit, which is my favorite, I think. Though I'm starting to really like the brown and orange. I think it turned out pretty good. It took me a while, and there's some things about it I don't care for. The claws are way too long, which I did crop them a little bit whenever I put it up on DeviantArt. Alolan Marowak, Ghost Fire type. Awesome. This is one of my top 10 Pokemon, this particular, the Alolan Marowak. Here's one that turned out pretty good, I think. Boruto Uzumaki, and this is a original pose and reference, or no reference, I mean. And yeah, I don't know. I thought a pose like that, where he's doing that to somebody, was kind of fitting of the character. Took a picture of myself doing that for the idea. Bad Spider-Man. Head's way too big. I mentioned I did the Fab Four, so there's Lucy, Heartfilia. We've got Sakura again. This one turned out pretty good in Photoshop once I was done with it. More superhero goodness. Either number 3 or number 4 for me as far as my favorite characters, but Nightcrawler, Mr. Kurt Wagner. And I took that one to Photoshop and it didn't turn out good, so I'd like to do it again. But that is a pose referenced from Ed McGuinness whenever he did a few issues of the Amazing X-Men comic that came out around 2014. And then Hinata from chapter 437. I'm sure most people know which one that is. And now we've got the portfolio. And I say that half joking because it's not really a portfolio. It's just me having went to a photo lab and printed off some of my artwork. So let's see if I've got anything in here that I didn't show you already, which I know I do. I told you I had that one colored. Also with a background. And then here is Arcanine colored. Let's see. Ah, yes, the Pikachu with the hat. It turned out pretty good, I think. That Super Saiyan Goku I was telling you about. Trunks. I don't know why I said it with an accent. Sadly, here it is. So I mentioned the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan that I colored. It was weird. I colored it, but I kept the original pencil shavings in and stuff, so it created a really weird effect, and I don't know if that comes across well, but I thought about going back in and taking the pencil shavings out and actually just coloring it, and I might. We'll see. Here is the bad, and I really mean it bad, I tried to do that 3 Neji picture thing I told you about, the collage. Yeah, it didn't turn out good. Didn't turn out good. Then we got some more Natsu printed off. The best, I did some different versions because I couldn't decide which one I liked the most, but I think I decided on if I pick it up, I think I decided on that one. But I do have a couple others here. I told you I colored that Kurama QB Ninetales. I think I did pretty good with the shading and textures and stuff with it. Here's that Itachi colored. And, ooh, that one turned out good. I forgot about this. Dang. I think it turned out good anyway. Like I said, I'd like to get back into this again. It is very time consuming though. Here is that painted or colored Sakura one I was telling you about. And then I've got 2 more and then we're done. Promise. Well, actually no, I don't promise. I don't promise. So this was someone on DeviantArt did the line art already, and I asked if I could take it and do a coloring of it, and they said, yeah, sure. And this is what I did. Gara. Pretty happy with how that one turned out. Very. That was my peak. Same thing happened here. Someone else did the line art and asked if I could do the coloring. Okay, and then here's that Nightcrawler I was talking about that I colored that didn't turn out so good. And then lastly, we've got that original Hinata that I did with the background and everything. Like I said, the line art is kind of the coloring and background I hope is okay. But so that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for my art collection, or my artwork, my personal artwork. And I know I missed a couple of things in here, but I might show them off later some other time. But yeah, that's over. Good Lord, I'm 29 now, so we're talking 20 years of stuff up until now. Hopefully some of it was good. But if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos and be alerted when they come out, please hit the subscribe button. Lets me know that you enjoy the content, and I'll keep making it. I really enjoy making these videos for y'all and giving back to the ASMR community. And take care, be safe in these crazy times, and I'll be back on here with another video again soon. Take care. Deafening Silence out.